Well, hello world. It's your girl Stubbs from the Leap of Faith show under the Leap of Faith network. I wanted to bring some of my interviews to YouTube for you to listen to, and I hope that you enjoy this most recent one that I did with Dr. Traci Lynn, who is also the founder and CEO of Traci Lynn Jewelry. Remember, the purpose of these interviews are to encourage you to take that leap of faith and to jump into your visions and your dreams. Get ready for a powerful interview, and I hope that you enjoy.
So today it's an honor to have my special guest on, Dr. Traci Lynn from Traci Lynn Jewelry, and we're going to talk to her about her vision, the Traci Lynn Jewelry line, and how you can become a distributor and also support the line because they have some fabulous jewelry. I know if you haven't seen it, you're going to definitely love it once you check it out after this interview. So good day. We're going to welcome Dr. Traci Lynn on. How are you doing today?
Oh, outstanding. Super awesome. So glad to be here with you.
Oh, that's great. You sound excited, like you're ready to get this interview started. You know, I always tell people you have to have that positive attitude when you're going out your day. When people ask you how you're doing, don't just say, oh, I'm okay, oh, I'm doing fine. Speak those great things. I'm having a great day. It's awesome, fantastic. So thank you, and we welcome you here on the Leap of Faith show. We're going to get ready to get into your interview to talk about your vision of this beautiful jewelry line that you created for our listeners to also be inspired to take that leap of faith. So just let our listeners know a little bit about when did you get the vision to start Traci Lynn and how it came about.
Well, I tell you what, when you're talking about starting any type of business, the first thing you want to do is you want to start the thing that's a part of what you're called to do. I believe that we should stay in our gifting. People decide all the time what they want to do, but what we have to do is discover the thing that God has placed in us that we can do it with our eyes closed. Not that we don't need to make sure we hone those skills, but what is that thing that you came here to do? And for me, it was business and it was empowerment. So how do you put those two things together? Well, you know, long story. I'm going to make it as short as I can, but I started with my grandmother at 4 years old. She sold clothes. She did everything. She had customers, and my job, instead of daycare, she took me along, and I had to remember the customers' names, how to get there, and look, how much money they owed. I've been counting money, y'all, since I was 4 years old. And, you know, my mother's path was for me to be a physician. Grandmother didn't. She just wanted me to be the best I could be, but she was teaching me entrepreneurship because that gift for business was always there. And grandmother, Janie Mae, she was a giver. And if you can combine business and giving, business and, for me, gifts, callings, my goodness, what kind of things could you possibly do and discover and uncover as you go? So I was doing all kinds of things, and I was selling clothes. Where did I get that from? The school of Janie Mae, my grandmother. So I started selling clothes. And then I remembered that, okay, this was good. I enjoyed it when I was a little girl. But then I wasn't making as much money, and I started selling jewelry along with the clothes. And you know what happened? The jewelry started outselling the clothes. I was making more money, and I had to think about it. Well, what is this about? I thought, look, Grandma sold clothes. I sell clothes. Why am I doing better with jewelry? Oh, jewelry is one size fit all. Clothes is very particular in taste and in size. So I got to get your taste and your size right.
Right.
So your taste, size, style. Jewelry, it's one size fit all. As long as we're working with the same style. And that's our motto in the business. People represent our brand because they love our style. So if I got your style, you know I got your size because it's one size fit all.
That's right.
So that's where the vision came from of Traci Lynn. But what I want to say, though, to encourage the listeners, is that if you are fearful and unwilling to take a risk, you will not go far. I love the name of this show because you've got to take a leap of faith. Trust that when you jump, God will be there. He will either give you wings, parachute, or send something up in the air to pick you up and glide you down. There is refuge in the jump. Wait a minute. Back that up. How is there refuge in the jump? Because it's a part of your purpose. You must jump to get to the other side. You can't go back and just sit wishing and thinking and look and praying and not moving.
That's right.
No. So that's how the vision for the business came to be. And this is Stubbs. This is what's so amazing. I wanted to do the jewelry, but then I had people who were selling it. So I became like the wholesaler. And this whole concept of other people, I didn't see it. I didn't read about it. It was just what was in me. And then later I studied people like Mary Kay. I got it. But that was already there.
Mm-hmm.
So what am I saying to you? I am saying that there are dominant gifts in you. And when you operate in those gifts, they will open up the doors of wisdom to what you should do. And listen to this, how it should be done.
You know what? I want to ask a question with that. So when you were looking around and you seen that other people were doing jewelry and you had the Mary Kays and the other companies out here, did you become doubtful? Was there a time that you doubted yourself, and how did you deal with that?
Well, you know what? Let's talk about this because you're on to something right here. I don't know if you got time to be on to it, but you're on to it because this is it. I never got intimidated or insecure with the other jewelry or the Mary Kays because, listen to this, there is only one you. If God put this thing in you, he's going to see it through. What competition really can stand up to purpose? You doing your thing, you're in purpose. What competition can stand to purpose? Now, where I did get doubtful, where I did get nervous, is because sometimes you got to depend on other people, and then you're listening to their opinions. If they have not accomplished it, they have not walked in that walk, what guidance can they give you? How can they tell you what's in the air above and they ain't been above?
That's good.
So you dreaming at eye level when you should be dreaming up top? Listen, once the mind has been expanded, it is impossible to contract. It's time, listeners, that we expand our mind and expand our vision. And it can't contract to the negativity of other people's opinions. That's where the doubt comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Peter walked on the water when he was looking at the Lord. When he started looking back at the disciples in the boat, he drowning. People, God. People, God. Who are you looking at?
That's a lot. That's a lot right there. That is so true. We have to keep our focus ahead. Put those horse blockers on. Don't look left. Don't look right. Just look straight ahead and stop talking to the people. You know, you had this vision and you went out and you did it, and you had the confidence to go along with it. And it's, you know, I hear the love in you that you're encouraging people and you wanted to share it. And I know you share it because I come across so many great distributors of the Traci Lynn jewelry line. What made you want to open it up? Because so many people start a business and they're kind of selfish with it. What made you say, you know what, I want other people to be able to grow. I want other people to be able to share this jewelry? Because when I come across the distributors, it's as if it's their jewelry. You know, they talk about it as if it's theirs and they own it, and that's the beautiful thing that I see. It's not just about Dr. Traci Lynn. It's about the person who the distributor is. What made you want to open it up like that?
Well, see, that's the thing. My grandmother is so loving. She's so giving. And always, you know what her biggest joy was? Making other people happy. Now, I'm an only child. So let's talk. I had to get delivered from a lot of my own selfish tendencies. So my mother laughs on the stage when she sees me today versus who I used to be. So it's all good. But see, at the base of it is this person who knows that if you help, this is in the book of Ephesians, if you help enough other people get what they want, you can't help but to be blessed. Now here you have met the distributors. Because that's my fruit. You never met me, but based on what they told you, you now were comfortable. You and I. Let's tell the listeners the truth. We never talked before this interview. You sent me some questions. We didn't know how it was going to go, but I had faith in what we were going to talk about today, and you had faith enough to believe that I could come on here and deliver it. Is that true?
That's right. That's true.
So that is true. So when you talk to them, listen to this. I call them partners. I share 50%. I don't give them 25 and 30. I give them 50. I give them 50. If they start at 25, they can get to 50, and they never go back. I give them 50%, and then I share a percentage of the sales revenue. Then I treat them to a full expense cruise. And I ain't talking about no $99 kind. I'm talking about like Oasis of the Sea, the largest cruise ship in the world, because I have figured it out. If I give, I'm going to get back. I can't beat God giving, no matter how hard I try. I figured it out.
That is so true. That is so true. And I see you so humbly in the pictures with your distributors, and they love you. I must say they do love you, and they speak well of you. And I just see you there being humble, and I see some of your positive quotes and things that they put up from you, and that's a good thing to have. So it was. When you came on and you started talking immediately, I can hear the inspiration, and that made me comfortable. That made me say, okay, calm down. There's a message in you for this, because the Leap of Faith show is my way of God also speaking to me through my guests. So some of the things you hit on, you were definitely speaking to me, especially with people, So I thank you for coming on with our listeners to give them more of a vision and a background of Traci Lynn, because so many times we see this big corporation and this nice business, but we don't know about the owner and know that they're real people, they're humans, and they have, they had a vision that they started from somewhere and they got to another place. So thank you for coming on to tell a little bit about that. But now I want you to tell our listeners, our listeners, I need to become a distributor, tell our listeners about Traci Lynn and all the services that you do offer if they did become a distributor.
All right, I will. And I want to just, take a minute, because this is the Traci Lynn way. We have a motto that says we're more than just jewelry. So because you invited me on here, I know I could really sell it to the guests. I'm going to give them the website, TraciLynnJewelry.com. That's Traci with an I, TraciLynnJewelry.com. Come on there, read about us, and do that. And I will tell you some of the services that we offer. But what I want to do for your listeners, this is the Leap of Faith. I want to challenge you all. This is the new year. You're only in month 2. Mm-hmm. What is that thing that God has called you to do? We got a host here who's now taking a leap of faith with this show. And I'm going to believe God that she will do everything that he has said for her to do with this show, because people need that. People need to jump. Ain't no use of going up in that airplane with no parachute on your back and you at the door holding on for dear life. If you don't get yourself up out that plane and jump, but this is what you say, but I don't know what's going to happen. But if I leave my good job, I may not have one. Listen to me, you may not have it at the end of this year. They may downsize you. And God is saying, go now. Host, I got to tell you, Host Stubbs, listen, I was really comfortable 2 years ago in Delaware, where our corporate office was. I lived in Pennsylvania. My home was paid for. Very, very nice accommodations. I mean, everything was in line. And if I tell the truth, I was so in my comfort zone that there was no need to be nudged. And the Spirit of God said, move your corporation, because where I'm taking you, you can't fulfill it here anymore. And I had to move. Look, I went on a fast. I ain't going on no one-day fast. I was on a 30-day fast. Lord, I got to know that this is what you're saying. Because for me in this business, now we have everybody in this business, all different faiths in the business. But for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.
That's right.
That is the head of the business. So I said, Lord, you sure? So we fasted, prayed, my husband and I. We moved to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where he said so. Got here, only took 2 employees. I had 15 employees, only took 2. and came here, and everything I needed in terms the location. He showed me the location by looking. I was looking in some little things online, and he kept sending me back to the same one. Kept coming back. I finally called. That was the place we went first, and I didn't have an IT. I set up. Somebody came for a copier. They told me an IT. Called some agencies up. Had a full staff up and running. Didn't miss a beat. Now,
just off that.
Still had that house off of that. Off of what he said to do. Can you believe that? Now you're talking about a leap of faith. I left, and then, but this is it. You don't even have time. You'll have to have me back. But I will just
go ahead and share your testimony.
Really. Okay, all right. Well,
it might be for me. I'm listening.
All right. Well, I left. Everything I needed met me in Fort Lauderdale. Everything I need, and then the expansion, moving into the Hispanic market. We're going into Canada. We're going Puerto Rico this year. We're doing Canada next year. We're going into this whole international movement needed to happen from this base, from this point. But what if I would have said, Lord, but my house is all taken care of here, but I got a showroom over there that's guaranteed money. We always want to count our little coins in front of the Lord. That's some little coins you counting. You didn't even get to the big stuff. But we're gonna tell him about the coins, what we got. So I was willing to leave that, and just now sold the house. Believe it or not, came here, had to look for housing all over, had to do all of this. But this is the testimony. Oh my gosh, I'm not sure. I'm not listeners. Are you? You may not be ready for this, but I'm gonna give it to you anyway.
I'm listening.
You ready?
With big
listen
ears.
to this. Just because you're in God's will and you move when he tells you to move does not mean that you're not going to have to fight some giants.
Okay.
Does not mean when you get to the promised land the giants aren't going to be waiting. But the message is you're well able to overcome. But there will be giants in that land when you get there.
Right.
And so I come to Florida, lot of strongholds, a lot of little stuff going on. My spiritual mother, she told me all these things. And let me tell you something. I closed this our showroom. We moved our distribution. We had just gotten this new distribution center, just launched a new catalog, and the computers, they weren't talking. So we could not sell any jewelry for almost 3 months. All the systems shut down, and we couldn't get them back up for 3 months. We lost all the new people coming in because they didn't get their stuff. So everything that could have gone wrong, and most people would have said, this is not from God. I'm done. I done left my good house in the suburbs. I done left this and that, and I closed my profit center. I closed my showroom, and I ain't selling nothing for 3 months. Did I miss God? Did I jump and there's no parachute? I'm on a free fall here. Lord, I'm free falling. How long can I free fall at 100? I went skydiving. At 155 miles an hour, I'm free falling with no parachute. I missed it. But to tell you something, that's what everybody else was saying around me. Not that I didn't feel that in my spirit, not that some discouragement didn't come, and not that I didn't cry some tears, but I knew that God did not bring me this far for me to free fall down to the death, that there was going to be a parachute. There were some lessons that I needed to learn, and I needed to endure hardness like a good soldier, and some great things were going to come out of this. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you this. 3 months after no selling, folk can't handle it, all that thing, that parachute popped open. From mid-October, 1st of November, we ended the year better than any year I ever had. Somebody.
Won't he do it? Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? Won't he do it? But look. What would have happened had I backtracked? What if that was too hot for me? I'm free falling. I can't find the release button to hit it for the parachute. Let me tell you something. I have not seen the things that I have seen being right here in position. My vision, listen, my vision was always big. It is humongous, and it's still got room to grow.
That's right.
Just because I've been in the right place at the right time, on his time, and doing it outside of my comfort zone.
You know what? You speaking so loud and clear, because the Leap of Faith Network is a leap of faith, and what people don't understand is, and I thank you for sharing that testimony, is that when you leap or when you do something, it can get scary. It can look as if, because the devil started telling you did the wrong thing. God was never talking to you. You stupid. You start hearing all types of stuff. Not to mention, if you don't have the right friends or the right family members around you, they start putting stuff in your ear, and you don't know what to do. And then a lot of times I notice I've been praying sleep away, because then the devil start putting sleep and all this other stuff on you, where you're like, okay, well, I don't know what to do and I can't do anything. But those are the times that people need to fight harder. They need to give it their all. Just keep busy until the blessings show up.
Yes, because those are distractions. They come, big and small, to get you off course. I call it the clowns. When you go to the circus, when they change the scenes, they send in the clowns so you don't see what's going on behind the scenes. Let me tell you something. When you're doing great things for God, every clown is going to show up.
That's a good one. I like that one. I might use that one. The clowns, they just distract. When people talk about, this person's saying it, I'm going to say, those the clowns. Think about it at the circus. They always bring the clowns up. My current guest who's up on who was up a while ago on the show, she was saying that it's the Karate Kid effect that some people have, where you go into and he's having you wax the car and the windows and do certain things, and you're like, well, what am I doing this for? I asked to do this, and you got me doing this, and they don't understand it's the preparation too. The preparation until you get to what God got you doing. So you got to keep yourself busy. I'm telling you, this is a powerful testimony. You blessed our listeners. It's awesome to have people as yourself on, Dr. Lynn, because we see you and all we see is the jewelry. We see the highlight. We see, all the glam of the celebrity things, and we don't see that. You're a real person. You had to go through trials. You still had trials. You're still having trials, and you're keeping yourself built in what you use to build your faith. I'm learning a lot about successful people, that a lot of them got faith. A majority, all of them that I've come across that's keeping and holding on, they have faith.
Absolutely, because you can't make it without the leap of faith, and it's constant, because just like that, keep that sleep away. You got to keep that comfort zone away, because you can lull into a sleep and be walking, and you don't even know you sleepwalking, because you walking and just comfortable and just sleep, missing it. Wake up. You got to get that out your eye and wake up, because that vision is ever present and it's moving, and it's because God is progressive. And he's already mapped this thing out. We just need to walk it out. It's already here before us. And like I said, it's not that I don't want to advertise that, but I come here for the people. I want to encourage your people on this network, the leap of faith, because this is an anointed thing. You hear me? That leap of faith made me leap. People need this. And I'm glad. And they need to know that, look, business owners serve the Lord. Rely on him wholeheartedly for decisions and moves. My best moves have been all God moves. My best and most successful decisions is when I got it direct from the throne.
It's hard. It's hard taking that leap of faith, but I want to encourage people to take it, because once you take it, you'll have the tools, and God will put the armor on you to walk on through that fire and come out with not even the smell of or the residue of fire on you. Folks, it's been an honor to have you on. Shout out to Pastor Betty Spencer. She sent the email to connect for the network to be able to have you on as a guest. So I got to give a shout out to her. She talks so much about Traci Lynn and promotes it well, and she wears her jewelry faithfully. So I have to give that shout out to Pastor Betty Spencer for making that great connection with us to get you on. Folks, make sure you check out the Traci Lynn jewelry line at www.traci with an I, Lynn, LYNN, jewelry.com.
I hope that you guys were encouraged. I hope that you're ready to take that leap of faith this year and jump out there and go after your dreams and goals. Thank you to Dr. Traci Lynn for that wonderful interview. And remember, folks, you can connect with me on Twitter at Leap of Faith 2. And don't forget to log on to the website at www.lofnetwork.com. I would love to have you as my next guest.